Happy Friday, everyone. Brooklyn Menace back with the Friday Night Arcade Show, the late night show for the home arcade community. Tonight is an extra spooky night. We have the Night of the Demons 1/4 challenge going down. 4 of us will enter, but only 1 will live and make it to the end. Who will survive? Find out tonight. We also have more of Papa Brad Presents and Rare Gems with Steps Gaming. What's up to everybody that showed up in the chat room early? I always appreciate it, and I'm glad to see you all here. Another person I'm happy to see every Friday is my man. What's up? Happy Friday, Papa Brad.
This is like the most metal show ever. These games are fire, dude. I can't wait.
Yes. I brought out my inner horror producer for this episode tonight.
Great, man. Wow, what an intro, man. I'm so stoked.
Yes. Let's also say happy Friday to Steps Gaming.
Hey, how's
Steps,
it going?
How are you? Happy
Pretty
Friday.
good. Pretty
You
good,
ready for
man.
this challenge tonight?
I think so. I think we prepped.
Man, I hope I survive past the first round. Because we have 4 great games we're playing tonight. And I don't even know which one we're playing first. We have a wheel's going to be picking the games. But we'll see. Someone that I know wants to make it to the end is Nix. Happy Friday, Nix.
Happy Friday, everybody. Woo! How's
Are you
everybody
ready
doing?
for this terrifying challenge tonight?
Oh, terrified. Here we go.
I'm trying to knock you out in the first round. We don't know. I mean, because there's no order to the games. Some of these games are really difficult, and it depends on what gets picked first, because the way it's going to work on this 1/4 challenge tonight, if you have the lowest score, it's RIP for you. You're done. You're out.
You're out.
We were supposed to have our good friend of the show and mystery man, my family, here tonight. He was here chilling out with me earlier, but he's just not going to make it tonight. He's wiped. So it's just going to be the 4 of us in the challenge. So he's already RIP and done. I'm not saying anything.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
They
Let's
want
go.
the bubble bobble
Let's go.
music back. I know they
want
do.
the bubble
I'm spilling
bobble
my
music back.
freaking beer. I spilled my beer
do,
twice
do, do,
already
do.
tonight. I just spilled it all over myself while I was
all over-
gesturing. You
all
see
over
what you
your
guys do
stuff.
to me when nobody says anything?
We're messing you up, Brooklyn Menace. We're messing you up, man.
Yeah, so how's everybody's week been?
Oh, it's been fantastic.
Mine has
Yeah.
been filled
Pick a,
with gaming on the iArcade. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Every day, it just keeps getting better and better.
I've been playing Attack from Mars on OTG with the 4K
Yeah.
pinball. They have a
Yeah, I've
tournament. I got to pick the table. Pretty excited about it. It's fun.
Since I fixed my flipper button, because for the longest time, my right flipper button would just work when it wanted to.
Mhm.
And I got those gold leaf buttons, and it's great now. Everything's working. I can play. And I've just been enjoying the hell out of that pinball machine. See, I got, I don't know. Yeah, you can see it there in the background. I got Spooky up, which kind of goes with the theme tonight.
I know. It's a spooky show.
Papa Brad has infinite live versions of the ROMs. Says Tony
Yes, he
C.
does.
I hope so.
Brad, as I said earlier, we always appreciate anybody that shows up early and all the people that stick around to the end. Why don't you give a shout out to everybody hanging out in the chat room
All right.
tonight?
Let's do it. All right, a massive Friday Night Arcade Show. Shout out to Rich Dello, Shotgun Sean, Jason, Lil Alien, glad you're here. Tony C, who says Papa Brad cheats at video games. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Mitchell B. We have a Smoke Break, who made an awesome YouTube video I watched earlier tonight.
Yeah,
Good job
really
on
good.
that video up on the Mia board. Really enjoyed that. Great video of Smoke Break.
I've been chatting with a Smoke Break a lot, through Discord. And Smoke Break, he already knows he's got the open invitation to the show.
Yeah, he
so
seems
any Friday
cool, man. I'd love to
that
meet
he
him.
wants to
Invite him
come
on the
hang
show.
out, Yeah, he's down. So any Friday he wants to come hang out,
Hell yeah.
I'll send him over the link. If he wants to jump into the 1/4 challenge, even better.
Yeah, even better. We got Dark Realm Gaming. Good to see you, bud. We got Ichabod Crane here. Mitchell B, welcome to the show. Always a killer intro. Man, nobody does intros like Brooklyn Menace. Absolute fire. We got Silent J. Welcome to the show. Yep, shout out to Brooklyn. Keeping the intro under 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm known for the long intros. But yeah, it just kind of gets me into the mood and gives me time, drink a little beer.
That's right, man.
Get into the flow of the show.
That's the best part of the show because you do such a good job and they're always different.
Yeah, maybe I'll just make the entire show an intro. Dude, I have so much edited stuff for this show tonight.
I know, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what you came up with. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, put Bubble Bobble music into
everybody?
the intro.
I think so, yeah. Kevin Clausen, welcome to the show to die for. Clean like a mother. Yeah.
You just did that like a pirate, man.
That's right, man. He's clean like a mother.
Brad, we have
Mikey D. Welcome to the show, Mikey D.
We also have a special segment tonight because we both have our Sinden light guns hooked up.
That's right,
and ready to go.
We're going to play the most controversial game of all time.
But it fits with the theme tonight. We're going to be playing Chiller and Zombie Raid. Both completely different style light gun games. Chiller is a trip. If you haven't seen that before, I can't wait to get to see it on the show tonight.
It's an experience.
Yeah, it's unlike any other light gun game that you've probably seen before. But Brad and I are going to be going head to head. We're going to add up the score of both light gun games and see who can come out victorious in that. I can't wait. Light gun games are some of my favorite, and having the ability to play so many of them now and then working so well, it's been great. It made the Sinden purchase
brighter and brighter
well worth
every day.
it.
It just gets better and better.
I was happy just with Operation Wolf
community.
and Operation Thunderbolt. Mm-hmm. But it's, how many times can you just play those two games? But it was a great start, and now we just have so many great light gun games that are working really well. Some not working as well, but at least the ones that I want to work well.
There's plenty of good ones.
Doing great.
Plenty of great games to play.
I like shows to have beginnings, endings, middles. And look at the four of us. When we're not much for chatting. So, we're gonna have stuff to fill it out.
I know. I'm ready to get thrown in the game, Coach.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm ready to do, Brad? We have a lot of gaming to get to tonight. We also have your segment, Papa Brad Presents. Brad, what do you have going on tonight?
Man, I got a good one. I got an oldie but a goodie. We're gonna check out a classic from Sega. One of my favorite old school Sega games, and it's themed to Universal Monsters. And let's check it out, Brooklyn. Welcome to Papa Brad Presents Monster Bash.
Welcome to my humble laboratory. I'm happy to see you made it here tonight in spite of the nasty weather. You could say I've created a monster. A monster bash, to be exact. A fantastic new video game that will scare unsuspecting subjects of all ages into playing it.
Monster Bash tasks the player with defeating Dracula, the Frankenstein monster, and Chameleon Man? What the heck, Sega? Who's ever heard of Chameleon Man? Developed and manufactured by Sega. First released to Japanese arcades in January 1982. It was additionally brought to the United States later of that same year. To understand Monster Bash, we need to start with Sega's early years. Founded in 1960, Sega was originally an amusement and slot machine company. It wasn't until the late 80s that they seriously ventured into the video game industry. The first 2 screens take place in haunted manors, fighting against Dracula and Frankenstein's monster. The third takes place in a garden, fighting against Chameleon Man, which sort of breaks the whole movie monster thing that the first 2 bad guys had going for them. Each has some sort of gimmick to aid or complicate movement. Dracula's stage has paintings that warp around the screen. Frankenstein Monsters level has pits which immediately drop you to the lower level, and the Chameleon's garden has gates which flip up in different directions, plus color swaps which will reveal the location of the villain. Upon completing all 3 screens, the game loops and the difficulty increases. To attack, Little Red has zap power, which lets him shoot little lightning bolts, but these only work against the lesser enemies. While the sole boss monster in each screen is invincible. However, each screen also has a sword. If you light all the candles, it will glow and grant a super zap that can kill the main bad guy and let you proceed to the next stage. Monster Bash is a platform arcade game that was released by Sega in 1982. The player must use a 4-way joystick to take control of a man called Bash Man, although he's frequently referred to as Little Red on the US flyer for the game. The first stage takes place in the mansion of Count Dracula, where Bash Man, Little Red, must zap the defending bats while lighting 4 candles to energize the magic sword. When Bashman touches the magic sword, while it is energized, he will gain the Super Zap power, which is the only way you can kill Count Dracula. Once he has done so, he will move on to the Castle of Frankenstein's monster. In the Castle of Frankenstein's monster, he must zap the defending wolfmen, who can crouch down to avoid getting killed, while lighting additional candles to energize the game's second magic sword and gain the super magic power again, which is again required to kill Frankenstein's monster. Once he has done so, Bashman will move on to the graveyard of Chameleon Man. What? Chameleon Man? Man, talk about cheated. You have Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman, and then the end boss of each stage is Chameleon Man? Interesting choice, Sega. There's a reason this game is obscure. Let's move on to the Chameleon Man stage, where he must zap defending spiders and light a single candle in the crypt to energize the game's third and final magic sword. However, Chameleon Man has the ability to change his color and become invisible. Bashman must walk over the 3 color change spots on the left side, right side, and bottom of the screen to change the color of the background and make Chameleon Man visible again. Much like Count Dracula and Frankenstein's monster, Chameleon Man can only die after Bashman has touched the magic sword. I must touch the magic sword!
Use the magic sword!
Once he touches the magic sword and it's energized, you gain the Super Zap power. Once he has done so, the game will begin again at a more challenging difficulty. And that is the gameplay of Monster Bash. And there you have it, the fascinating history of Sega's Monster Bash. May not have reached the same level of fame of some of Sega's other arcade titles, but the game holds a special place in the hearts of those who've experienced it and love it. This has been Papa Brad reminding you to always stay legit.
That looks like
There you
a
go,
fun
man.
one. I wonder
Dude,
if
were
I
you
have
surprised?
that.
I snuck a little Daphne in there. Were you surprised?
It was good. It worked well with the video.
It did, because it's all about getting that magic sword, man. The whole game is based around that. But man, I love that game. So much fun. Always play it a lot around Halloween.
Yeah, I want to try that one out. That I can definitely say I've never played that one. I know about that game. I remember when that was the Carlo Game of the Week.
Yeah, it's definitely a retro game, man. It's a retro game.
Yeah, it looks like fun.
Yeah, Carlo was the one that turned me onto it. I'd never played it before. He talked about it.
It's super retro
kind of fell in
looking.
love with it, man. It's like super retro game.
They like kind of tried to bank off of everything that was popular at the time. But it's just like,
Like
a
what's
low
popular?
budget version of it.
Yeah, like ladders are popular. Frankenstein. They were just like throwing stuff at the wall, like that was cool, you know.
What would you do in a game without ladders, Brad? You couldn't get up anywhere, right? You would just
I know.
be
I mean, like
stuck. You
all
gotta
games have to
ladders.
have ladders, don't they?
Oh man, don't go back into that ladder stuff, man. That was
Well, I mean, they did have 4 different screens and 4 different kind of theme motifs they came up with, so it was pretty cool.
Gotta have ladders in game steps. By the way, steps.
yeah.
Let's get right into it. What do
Sure.
you have going on tonight?
Well, I am going to talk about a game called Ninja Savior's Return of the Warrior. And I really enjoyed playing this game about 5 years ago on the Nintendo Switch when it came out in 2019. And I heard about it from watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Happy Console Gamer. And so that's when I was thinking of games to talk about this week. It came to mind, and I went ahead and said, hey, let's go with it. But I should have probably picked a monster game, but this is a ninja game, so there you go.
Well, even though it doesn't go with the theme, let's check it out.
Ninja Savior's Return of the Warrior. In a world shrouded in the shadows and chaos where danger lurks in every corner, only the bravest warriors can rise to the challenge. Today, we embark on an epic journey with Ninja Savior's Return of the Warrior and compare it to the original Ninja Warriors for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The Ninja Warriors for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System is a classic side-scrolling beat-em-up game that was originally released in 1994. It is an enhanced and expanded port of the original arcade game The Ninja Warriors, which was released in 1987. Which brings us to 2019, when Ninja Savior's Return of the Warrior, a modern remake of the classic arcade game, was developed by Taito and released on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. And the year 2023, a port to the Steam for PC was released as well. The graphics are very reminiscent of the original Super Nintendo version, and the Super Nintendo version graphics were praised for the time, looking very, very good for Super Nintendo, almost as good as a Neo Geo game. This game is often compared to Neo Geo beat-em-ups, and the modern remake takes no exception to that. It stays true to these graphics. Obviously, you could see a little bit of increased detail, the widescreen format, additional weapons and items on screen as well. Not only that, with this experience with the updated visuals, but you also get a remastered soundtrack. The music retains the memorable tunes from the original game, but improved audio quality, adding to the overall nostalgia and enjoyment of the experience. Now, this game also stays true to the original by offering the 3 original characters to choose from, but it also adds a bonus of 2 additional roster characters. The 3 original characters that you could choose from are Kenochi, which is a female ninja you can see currently playing on the screen, Kamatashi, a ninja with a pair of sickles, excelling in both offense and defense, and Ninja, a classic ninja with a katana, offering a balanced playstyle. We'll talk more about these characters in a little bit. Players can perform special moves and attacks unique to each character, including powerful melee strikes and long-range attacks. The game encourages players to master these moves to efficiently dispatch enemies. The Ninja Warrior is known for its challenging boss battles. Each boss battle has a unique set of attacks and patterns requiring the players to strategize and time their movements effectively to emerge victorious. Here we have Kamatachi, the ninja with a pair of sickles that we talked about earlier that excels in both offense and defense because he's that damn good. You can see how awesome it is to play with his weapons there, as obviously you could get them to do a 360 slash, go back and forth, things like that. And then this here pictured is another level while we're playing with the same character, where he has jumped into a mech vehicle, and you're going through the level in a different manner this time. This is, I believe, is the 4th level, and you could attack as a mech warrior, adding to the differences in gameplay throughout the game. Here's one of the additional characters that were added to the game with the remake. I don't typically enjoy playing this smaller female character. She doesn't seem to have as strong attacks or be able to take hits as well. But I'm sure people have mastered her pretty well and do a good job. It just wasn't typically a good character choice for me. And here we go back to one of the original characters, Ninja, who is it's kind of ironic, because normally when you think of ninjas, you think of slender people who are very mystical and very able to keep out of sight. This character is definitely not that. Definitely a bigger Zangief-like character, slower attacks, more powerful attacks. Definitely fun to play. Really enjoy this level here and the scenery. Ninja Savior's Return of the Warrior has generally received positive reviews for successfully blending its nostalgia with modern gaming elements. Fans of the original arcade title and Super Nintendo title will appreciate the faithful recreation of the classic gameplay, while newcomers will be drawn to their engaging combat and cooperative multiplayer features. Overall, Ninja Savior's Return of the Warrior is a tribute to the classic beat-em-up genre.
Wow, Steps, you're introducing me to a whole new bunch of games that I want to play with your segment.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, Rare Gems. That's a cool one. Oh, I see Brad is already ready. So if Brad wants to go first, because I was actually going to volunteer to go first, because it's Friday. I'm ready to start gaming and going against you. First, I'm going to take on Brad in this scary light gun challenge. There he is.
Go for
He's
it.
already cranky as sound.
Yeah,
So
I'm backing in.
Brad seems like
Thanks
he's
for
ready to go. So here's what's going down. We have a light gun challenge on the iArcade. It's going to be Papa Brad versus me. First, we're going to be playing Chiller. We'll add that score up. And then we're going to be playing Zombie Raid. 2 great light gun games, 2 horror-themed light gun games. And we'll add the score up. Highest score is going to take it tonight. But don't worry, Brad. If you beat me tonight, man, we got plenty of more light gun challenges ahead of us. I don't know if that's Brad just drunk in the background, but he seems like he's ready to go. So let's get right into it.
Go for
Get
it.
ready, Brad. You're going down. This is the light gun challenge. All right, Brad, play your game. Here he goes.
This is an interesting Leica game.
Oh, yeah. Brad is going to town.
Kill them all, Brad.
Running out of time. Oh, he clears it. All right, Brad came to play tonight. Now, I don't know if Brad can hear us. Hopefully not. You have to pay attention to those pictures because
Those
that's
noises.
what you're aiming for.
Those noises are so bad, man.
Brad is getting sadistic. He's running out of time to complete all the challenges. Oh, man. Feeds the girl to the alligator.
Who's the creator of this game? Jeffrey Dahmer? Man, this is twisted. I've never seen this before.
Oh, man. I might be in trouble. Brad came to play tonight.
Uh-oh.
May get a slot machine now. All right, he's made it to the hallway. I don't think Brad knows what to shoot this level. He might not have paid attention. Let's say, uh-oh, he's figuring it out. Running out of time. Brad is doing well. Look at that score. Oh, he's almost out of time. That's it. 1-2-705.
Very nice.
Put your name in so we can confirm your score. All right. Good score for Brad. He's starting out really well tonight. Let's see if he'll know to switch over to Zombie Raid now. There he is. He's got it. Yeah, this game makes you put in your name before you play.
That way, if your score sucks.
Oh man, I think he put Pap in there. Brad is rapid firing it. This is not really a rapid fire type of game.
What year is this, Brooklyn, that it came out?
This looks like to me, I'm not sure, either late 90s or probably early 2000s. Now, in this game, you don't know what your score is until the end.
Oh, really? So just shoot everything.
Well, not exactly. See?
Well, not that, but shoot the tombstones. Maybe there's
Don't shoot the innocent. Yeah, you can shoot the tombstones. Now, whether they give you points or not, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I'm
power
going
ups.
for the tombstones. I'm going for everything because Brad apparently came to play
Life, there you got life.
Oh man, he got the life. Oh, Brad is rapid fire. That's it for Brad. Let's see what he got. Let's see how he finished.
Game over.
4,920.
4,920.
Zombie raid.
Oh,
Alright,
since
so I have-
1995.
I have both of Brad's scores in the chat room as I get ready. Brad, kill your game sound. I'm about to jump in and see if I could beat Brad's score in both games. All right, Brad, kill your camera. And I'm switching
All right,
over.
can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah.
All right, man. What an amazing set of games. That was fun.
Yeah, it looked fun. Like fun, definitely. See how Brooklyn does.
Dude, I feel like dirty after playing that.
Yeah,
The first game. Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
pretty sadistic. You just
when you do the rack and it pulls them apart, and then you lower them into like the water, and the person gets eaten. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
The game looks like sadistic and perverted at the same
Look
time.
at this, man. Brooklyn going for the 2-camera setup, showing off that sending gun. He's ready to play.
Yeah,
I have a
can't wait
feeling
for
I'm in
the-
trouble. I know.
Can't
Brooklyn
wait for the
came here to
Viper
play.
board so I can get my light gun games
I
going.
want to see if he can get further on chiller than me. I haven't seen past that screen I'm at. I want to see past that. Wow, listen to those. I feel like I'm in a horror movie. Yeah, this game has an interesting history. When they developed it, they basically told him to go for broke. As possible. they made it so controversial that even the arcades were afraid to put this out on the floor. His parents would get irate. Seeing little Billy walk up to Chiller and operate a guillotine that rips someone apart. The rack quickly is on fire. You have a monster meter trying to kill monsters. There's all kind of cool tricks in every level. The little picture gives you some hints of some things to shoot. Brooklyn is punishing these poor victims.
Brooklyn.
There's one more. Good shooting.
Oh, you almost ran out of time, Brooklyn.
Dang,
Oh.
Brooklyn Menace almost ran out of time.
You better start getting your game on here in the next round.
His first level was almost his last.
Yeah.
But he did pull off.
I hope you're hearing us, Brooklyn.
Now, we
Get
see
your
lots
game
of
up.
things for him to shoot. Oh, look, you could pull the body apart.
You wasted too much time on that vice.
Yeah, the vice is hard. I don't really have it down. I think you might have to shoot one side.
And he's going to waste too much time on that one, too. He's going to keep shooting that. Shoot the other ones, Brooklyn.
It's so rewarding watching the crocodile come up and just chop that body like that. They suck you in. They suck you in.
Get that rack going.
He's using the rack. He's pulling the bodies apart. Someone's flipping through YouTube and they just jump into the stream and they're like, what the heck am I watching? What kind of demented stuff is this?
Yeah, shoot that crank again. Get that guy, that thing in the water.
Dark Realm Gaming says he's going to have some good nightmares tonight.
Yeah.
He got through the monster meter. That means he gets to the third level.
Yeah, but his score is still low. He's freaking got to go, man. He's got to pick a good level this time.
It's on the hallway stage. Torture chambers first. Rack room. Now he's in the hallway.
Yeah, pay attention. You got to shoot.
I didn't know what to shoot. You got the mummy. The mummy's stuck in the coffin. Shoot that mummy out. Dude, Brooklyn's been playing this all week. He knows exactly what to shoot. Like he knew about the trap. Oh, you gotta shoot the trap to get the pig. Try shoot the floor and the pig probably falls in the trap. See, Brooklyn Menace studied this game. He did his background. Brooklyn knows the tricks. I didn't even know that.
Keep going. There's 32 left, Brooklyn. There's still a lot to shoot.
A lot to shoot, man. Still good. And this was, of course, an exiting game. Also famous for games like Crossbow, Cheyenne. Now, oh,
That's
game
gonna be
over.
close.
No, boo words, don't.
Is it 9,520?
Yeah. You got like 11. What'd you get? You got, let's go back. What'd you get?
See what someone put it in the chat. I'm looking. Moving on to Zombie Raid.
He had 12,705.
12,705.
So you're in the lead by like 3,000 points almost,
I'll
right?
leave by a little bit.
He's got to kill it here, pretty much. He's got to score pretty much 9,000 points in this game, pretty much.
Next,
So he's got to go.
I mean, I still can't imagine I'm playing these games on my iArcade. How cool is that?
Well, I can't wait to do so as well with the Viper board, man. When
You gotta get
the
that
sending
Viper.
going.
this game, you use the pump action of the send-in to reload the gun. So you're constantly reloading the gun.
Definitely gotta time those reloads.
Yeah. I think a lot of these games, too, if you play them more, you get some familiarity with where the enemies pop out of. Just like casually playing it, you know, pretty much know where to put the enemies where you're not looking. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Nix?
Absolutely. He played it smart there. He just
Yeah,
didn't bother shooting
he
the
did.
gate until he shot all the enemies.
He did.
Yeah.
That werewolf was uber jacked. Going to Mikey D. You know, I had no idea about the tombstones. Then I started focusing on the tombstones. It didn't mess me up. There are enemies that take your life if you hit them too. Gotta be careful, you don't get the monsters. It is interesting, this game does not show a score until the game's over. That's kind of interesting.
Focus on the action.
Focus on the action, that's right. Speaking of focus on the action, you had a good run on Night Panic today, Nix.
I did.
That is definitely a Twitch reflex game. See, there's the guy. I filled that guy full of holes. I was just shooting everything that moved, Nix. That's probably not the best strategy.
He's got the shotgun. Oh yeah, look at that car.
Yeah.
Don't shoot.
It's not Shotgun Sean, it's Shotgun Brooklyn. It's taking them down. One shell at a time.
He's taking them down one shill at a time, or one shell at a time?
Shell at a time.
I gotta get that shotgun back.
I'm in trouble because I bet you this game scores higher.
I think it scores a little bit lower.
Does it? It's getting really far.
But he's doing really well, so I would worry.
Up the gap.
Shoot that bar.
Shout out to Arcade Talk and Star
bar,
Wars
shoot the bar.
Reviews in the chat. Tim Kosky.
Shoot the bar on that tombstone in front of you. Like, keep waving yourself in front. Maybe there's something there.
Streaming tomorrow night on Arcade Talk. We still got half a life bar left. Got way further than I got this game. Should have practiced this. I only practiced Chiller a little bit. I didn't play this one hardly at all. But Brooklyn is showing how it's done.
I can't be dead.
Explosives.
Could you imagine shooting on this on a 17-inch screen?
Oh, he got
Man.
slain.
Got far.
What's the
You
score?
see the entrails of the Wolfman. What an awesome way to freeze the screen. Those are intestines are like shooting out of them. Definitely a great horror gun game. Looking at Zombie Raid and Chiller. Playable now on iArcade thanks to the Mystery Encoder mod.
Game over.
94-30. I think he's got you by like 1,000 points, Brad.
He needed a run here.
Let's see.
Papa Brad, you have been eliminated.
No, this wasn't an elimination, was it?
No,
Oh,
I'm just.
I had a really good run.
Yeah, a
You
good
did.
run.
I think it was enough.
Was it enough? Someone added up. I
I'm
don't know if
looking
I
for the
did as
points.
well as Brad.
You got 5,000 more than him on
we're
the
back.
second game, man.
Man, I love light gun games. Someone let us know who was victorious in that.
Yeah.
Everyone, you could turn your cameras back on.
Yeah, I'm thinking it had to be you, Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Very good.
because
You did
he
better on
had
the second
12.
Yeah, I said
I got you on the first
he
game.
needed like around 9,000.
Man, that zombie raid is... Where did that game come from, right?
Man, that game is insane, huh?
Yeah, that has everything I like in it.
Yeah, it's
That-
great, man.
The whole theme of the game, it's hard too. Those werewolves took me out quick. Like you can't
I
miss
would love
them.
to try that.
Yeah. Wow. So who won? Did I beat you
Okay,
in
so-
Chiller too? I think you had a higher
No,
score in
I
Chiller.
beat you.
No,
he-
you had a much higher score in Chiller,
I got
Brad.
much higher. I beat you in Chiller, but you beat me in Zombie Raid.
But you know how these games are. We don't know which one. Some
don't know which
games
one
give you
scores higher.
more scores. So might not have taken it. We'll see. Someone add it up.
I'm trying
Let us
right
know.
now.
Chiller is a trip. I couldn't figure out what to do on that third level. I think I had to get the
I can't
pig
either.
to
It's
go
funny,
into
but
that trap
yeah,
door.
I saw there's traps that you can shoot. And that's how you get. I
You
kept
have to
shooting the
time
pig
it,
and nothing
though.
happens. Yeah, you
I
got.
was opening the trap door and then the pig wasn't just walking. It was going back the other way.
Dude,
I think you
I
have
mean,
to time
like
it.
you almost have to play it to learn how to play it, to learn where all the tricks are.
All right, so that's my total score. And what
interesting
was
game.
Brad's total score?
I'm working on that.
All right, we're working on it. This is nerve-wracking.
It's nerve-wracking. I think you took me, Brooklyn.
Yeah, I just started going for points at one point because I knew I was running out of time in Chiller. What do you think of those games in the live chat? Like those two light gun games. They're both so different, but fun. Like Chiller is more of like a shooting gallery.
Yeah, Chiller. You know the story with Chiller. That same company actually made a game when they first started. They made a game called Death Race 2000, and you actually run over humans with cars. It was a black and white car game
I guess
back
they
in the
have
'70s.
a theme
So
going on.
listen. The company was in trouble, Brooklyn. The company was in trouble, and they were like, you know what? One of our most successful games was Death Race 2000. So they told the people, go berserk with the concept, make something really controversial. And so that's how Chiller got made. They were like, well, we're going for broke. And like it was like they went so over the top that, I mean, it kind of backfired on them.
Yeah, they
Like,
did go over the top.
They put it in arcades and like parents would complain, like, you know, people would want the game pulled. But that
can
was
see that
the
just-
story of how it got made, you know?
That just reminds me of like those dock rides at carnivals, like those old
Yeah,
school.
that's what it reminds me
I
of.
love all that kind of stuff. So that would just work out perfect.
Like a
set that
spook
up
house, you know,
at a
haunted house.
carnival somewhere. Yeah, I love that type of stuff.
So 17,625 Brad and Brooklyn at 18,950.
That's close.
All right, Brad. It was
Good
close.
game.
You did way better in Chiller with
Good
your
game,
score.
Brooklyn.
Thanks, man. We'll definitely have some more light gun challenges coming up. I have
Fun.
one planned for next week that will be themed as well. All right, it's time for all of us. Is everybody ready? Anyone scared? Nervous? I mean, this
A little
is
scared.
scary. I mean, you.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. Not many people can beat Nix.
last place this time.
Nix
and it's-
comes to
rest
play.
in
He's a
peace.
competitor.
We're about to get
stretching.
into this Night of the Demons 1/4 challenge.
Splatterhouse, let's go.
We don't know what's getting picked, but we're about to find out. Are you
Let's do
ready?
it. Yeah, let's go.
All right, here we go. right. I know it said 5 will enter and only 1 will survive, but
Then there were 4.
1 already didn't make it. So let's eliminate him from the competition.
Oh,
He's
that was
gone.
awesome.
Nice.
Wow.
Are you ready to pick the first game?
Let's go.
In the
Go
Night
for
of the
it.
Demons 1 quarter challenge. Here we
Night
go.
of the Demons.
Splatterhouse.
Anything but Splatterhouse.
That's hilarious.
Right on the
Man,
freaking
this
line
is a
almost.
tough
Right on the line. It is Splatterhouse. So everyone gets Splatterhouse ready. If you're not playing, we don't need the sound from your game. Who wants to take this challenge first?
Not me.
We played already tonight, so we need a little break here.
I
right,
could
Fred?
play. I could play.
Do I have it?
All right, we're gonna bring in steps. So, I know, we already know from earlier. Once we bring in steps with the gameplay, we're all gonna be echoing.
Well, no, this is on my iArcade. This one
Okay,
game.
so we'll be fine.
Yep.
Let's bring in steps.
All right.
Taking on the Night of the Demons 1 quarter challenge. First game of the night, Splatterhouse. Lowest score meets their doom. We are playing the arcade version of Splatterhouse. This was an awesome game on the turbo graphics, but the arcade has way more going on in the background. Steps loses a heart.
I bet you Steps is good at this because she's a huge TurboGrafx fan. I have no idea what to do with this game.
I used to be able to beat this on
Yeah.
TurboGrafx. I knew this game inside out. But it's,
this game's no joke. It's freaking hard, man. A couple times I played it, I was like, good lord.
it's been so many years for me, so I don't know what to expect tonight.
I mean, definitely nothing. What could be more war than this? You know, you got the Friday the 13th
Better get
mask
that
on
one.
there. So when that
That's
purple
off to a
stuff
good
comes
start.
out, you have to go up the ladder, huh?
Yeah, now you gotta just punch all the guts that fly at you.
Step is already the boss stage.
Man, that thing flew way higher than the turbo version. Ah. Oh well. There we go.
Wow.
Oh, wait, I got more. I have to...
Wait, there's more. Let's get back up. What are the buttons? Punch and kick?
Yeah, it's very simple. It's a 2-button game.
Those things kind of remind me of the aliens, the facehuggers. Or like the xenomorph when it just is born. Got the bad guy joining us. Welcome to the stream. That purple stuff kills you in one hit. Yeah, that doesn't. Oh. I'm in trouble, man. Steps is already on the second level. Something I don't even know if I've seen in it. This game is hard.
Yeah, it was luck of the wheel tonight, Brad.
Man, I'm gonna be in trouble. This is like one of the ones I'm not good at. But you know, Brooklyn, maybe this is the lesson. I need to get good at it, you know? I don't give it enough love. I need to give it some of my time. Learn how to play Splatterhouse. You can do a side kick. How do you do that? You press kick while you jump? You got green blood. Just because you're in the sewer. Steps, man. Steps showing us how this is done.
Yeah.
No one, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not going to make it anywhere near this far.
I guess this was a good one to get picked first.
Yeah.
Because at least it's
strong in
last
this game.
place. Meets their doom, so we have a chance.
Look at that. She knew to jump over that thing? This is crazy.
Well, Brad has spikes on it. What else would you do?
I mean, Steps is playing
I'm jumping
like a
over
champ.
that.
I'll be hitting it with that stick.
Oh, they're coming from both sides now.
Man, this is nuts.
Brad, I'm surprised you haven't put a lot of time into this game. This is a classic.
Yeah, it is a classic. I really need to give it some love. I'm usually really good at these old arcade games. This is one I just haven't really given much attention.
The first two are similar. The third one completely mixes it up. I just got this entire series on the Evercade, on the 2 Namco cartridges.
I mean, I'm good at classic games. When AtGames had that contest, I was good enough to get in two of the top spots. And they did Burger Time, Space Invaders, and Elevator Action.
Steps is racking up the points.
Man, Steps is showing how it's done. This is great that she got to go first because this is some good gameplay. And this game does not play around. It will kill you like.
All right, this is the haunted room.
Full of cheap deaths, full of easy deaths. Look at that. The whole room's attacking Steps. She's going to get hit by the chair.
That's it. That
That's
level's
it.
hard, man.
Wow.
Good run.
That's amazing.
I'm going to post it in the chat. I saw the
Tell
score.
you what, I never get that far.
20,700.
All right, Nix, get your game ready. You're up next. All right, we'll bring in Nix. See what Nix can do in this.
So, I haven't really played the arcade game, but like the TurboGrafx game is almost arcade perfect. So that's how that came about.
Yeah, it's very close. It's just a little less detail going on in the background.
Yeah. I think the worms in the end of the first stage were a little bit faster, went a little bit further, or the placement was just slightly different. Something was a little bit different. That's all I knew.
All right. Score to beat. 20,700. Nix is playing this on his AtGames.
Now, back in the day when this came out on TurboGrafx, this game was this was like the game that sold the system because it was like, parents did not like this game either. Man, he got really close to those spikes.
This game was the reason I bought a TurboGrafx.
Yeah, I remember my friend that had the TurboGrafx told me this is the reason why to get a TurboGrafx. Splatterhouse. And then Genesis got it after Turbo lost momentum. You didn't see this stuff. They don't do this stuff on Nintendo.
Oh, Nix gets eaten by one of the, looks like intestines.
I think the pattern in the turbo version was a little bit more predictable. I don't know. I just wasn't used to it.
Looks like Nix has found a good spot to stand in.
Yeah.
Oh, nope, not for long though.
No, there's no perfect spot in the arcade version, I found out.
All right, let's see how well Nix does here. Make it as far as you did, Steps.
Looks like it. I mean, he's a pretty good player at every game he plays, so I won't be
He's already
surprised.
down one life. It's like Brad's practicing in the background. You could see a big difference. If you went to the TurboGrafx version of this and checked it out, there's a lot more going on. A lot more gore, too.
Yeah, the TurboGrafx definitely did a really good job, especially for the day. They did a lot of really good arcade ports. You know, obviously, it's the same stuff with Ninja Spirit. Ninja Spirit's a lot better on arcade, but like considering that the TurboGrafx had two 8-bit processors, and it wasn't a true 16-bit console, it has some amazing arcade ports.
Ninja Spirit was a lot easier on TurboGrafx than the arcade version.
Well, yeah, because it gave you like 5 lives, or it gave you multiple hits. Something about it. Yeah, the arcade one, it was like one hit and you're like gone or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nix is doing well, making his way through the sewers. And he loses another life. I think this one may be down to who's leaving the competition early tonight. It's going to probably be between Papa Brad and I.
Yeah, you don't know, man. It's gonna be close.
He's getting close to your score.
Oh, I know. I'm not surprised. I figured he would. He's the best gamer of all of us, honestly.
Depends on the game. I've beat him a few times.
He's gonna beat the score.
We'll see.
He's there.
It matters how well he does in this last room.
That last room sucks. I think I've beaten this room a couple times, but it's not fun.
One more heart. Looks like you may take this one, Steps. Still keep the
Yep,
lead.
he did.
He ends with, what do you end with there? 22.
22,400.
Nix takes the lead. All right, let's kill Nix's sound. Brad, you ready to do this? Brad's lost in his own world right now. Brad. Brad, there he is.
Wait, why did he just give himself 9 credits?
Yeah, you only need 1, Brad.
Alright, there we go.
Brad's giving us the good sound.
That was the first time I ever played that game.
I can't believe you never played Splatterhouse, Nick.
I've never played this before. I've heard about it.
Yeah, that second boss is no joke.
Brad takes a hit. Got a duck. At the last second, kicks the bat. Now, I don't know if this is a good strategy, avoiding the bats without killing him, because he's gonna have a lower score. All right, Brad makes it past the first scene.
Brad found the spot.
Yeah, that same one.
You can't stay. You can't stay. You gotta move. It's like you do that for so long, and then you have to have the timing to move. That's what it happened to me. It happened to Nick. It happened to Brad. Oh, Brad's falling apart.
You haven't seen me play yet, Steps.
You played this game before, though.
No. Mostly on
You're obviously owned it. He's racking up some points on dying in this level, though. I might actually look at this.
That's pretty combat.
He's racking up points by just staying and dying in that damn level.
It's working. It's all about survival.
Yeah.
You need the points to survive.
It's a good strategy. Maybe it was an accidental strategy. Who knows?
Get the key. It's a wrench.
I think I'm screwed. I think I'm screwed. Well, I don't know. He's got one heart. It's gonna be. I think he got it. He did. He did it by dying at that boss. Get all the points on those worms.
That's a good strategy.
He's gonna beat Nyx. No, did he? Or did he? He was close.
He tied me.
He tied you.
All right, it's a tie. So I have to, let's bring up step score. I have to beat 20,700 to stay in this.
Brad, man, you had a good strategy. You just die and get points on the boss.
Yeah, that was a strategy. Die at that with all those enemies spawning.
Was that an accidental strategy or was it
Totally
intentional?
accidental strategy.
Yeah.
Steps. I was impressed with you rolling through the game. That was incredible. You got to
Hey,
see
we're all good, man. I would have, if I would have known that, I would have died and just kept playing that damn boss. Well, no, that's kind of the problem going
I always
first,
enjoyed
right?
you watching you play this on the Turbo Graphics.
Oh, you saw me play it on the. You probably did see me play it on the Turbo Graphics.
Streams.
I did.
This is a tough one, man. There's a lot of stuff that shows you. You have to do levels, I think. This is a pretty great game. Have you seen the end of this game ever, Steps?
No. It's a hard ass game.
How many levels? Does it have a lot of levels?
I'll look it up. I think it's like 7.
It's such a bizarre theme. It's like a little bit Friday the 13th.
Yeah, there's
Whole
7
lot of-
levels.
A whole lot of like gore horror.
Just got 26 one.
This part reminds me of Kung Fu Master with the kicks.
That is pretty cool. That boss, the other boss is tough. You gotta find this nice safe spot.
Yeah, the second
You got
boss.
the house. You got the house for the cabin or whatever. Now, do you have to get to kill the cherry first? I'm getting devoured. This is last life?
Yep.
Yep.
Gotta get through it.
Oh boy, he's gotta get
Points in
Oh!
15,400.
The upset.
15,400.
I thought Brooklyn, you'd be better than this at this game.
Wow. Brutal. What a brutal game.
This game's up your alley.
Game does not play.
Wow.
Menace has been eliminated.
Can't believe we lost Brooklyn. Man, we lost Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, I gotta
Not
switch my
Brooklyn.
camera. Oh, get my camera going. Where'd Brooklyn go? There I
We
am.
lost
I'm back.
Brooklyn. Oh my goodness. In the Gamer's World.
No way, it's Devil's World? Or is it Demon's World?
Devil World.
Who's going first?
No, it's Demon's World.
I got Demon's World. Am I going first or
You
what?
go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Keep the same order.
Okay.
All right, let's bring in Steps. On this one, I'm going to have to mute everybody's mics to avoid echo. Let's see how well Steps can do in Toll Plans, Demon's World.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how you do that double jump.
All right, 42,700.
Score to beat. 42,700. Except at the beginning there, it didn't seem like you knew how to get up onto the higher platforms.
I didn't. It might have worked out to my favor because as I started jumping, I started taking a lot more damage. I don't know. We'll see. You know, I haven't played the game before, but it plays a lot like Ghostbusters on the Sega Genesis, but obviously it's got the double jump.
Good gun for this area. Losing lives fast now. That earns an extra life. Puts him right back in the game. that fire. Oh. Brad finishing up with 32,750. So that is the score that Nix is going to have to beat. He wants to stay in the Night of the Demons for the challenge. All right, I'm going to kill Brad's mic. He switches over and let's bring in Nix. Nix, if you want to survive, you need to beat 32,750.
Was this game not officially on the iArcade, or was it?
It was officially on iArcade.
It was?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was one of the games that I like passed on for a while, and then when they, when they used to have their holiday sales, I picked it up and I really enjoyed it. It's like a cool part of the whole Total Plan history of games. Ooh, ringing the bell. Nix finds a secret. He's getting himself. He just got himself like 1,600 points there, hitting that bell. Except you didn't get as far as Brad, but you had more points than him.
The same thing that happened with Splatterhouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except in reverse. I was kind of playing to take my time and chill approach, I think. And it just kind of ended up working out, I guess.
That was my approach with Splatterhouse, but look what happened to me.
Well, yeah, I think I made a mistake in Splatterhouse of going first, but...
On his first life, Nix is already closing in on the score that he needs to beat. Finding that little bell trick really helped him out.
Damn, he just got it right there.
It's gonna come down to Nix versus Steps. Can Steps beat Nix? Could have an upset tonight.
Man,
Nix is
I never...
Nix is kind of like our beat Bobby Flay.
You know what my whole goal was? I was like, pick Splatterhouse first, so maybe I could hang in and not lose first. You know? And then after that, I'd probably, gone. But no, I'm still in it.
Good games left. You got some good games. It's not over till it's over, Steps.
No, it's not.
Definitely could take this and win.
Yeah, we have two really good games left.
Yeah,
Demon Front.
Two of the best games are coming up.
Well,
Devil
so do you play both games or what? Because there's only two people left, right?
It was originally supposed to be five.
So I guess we have one more game, depending on the wheel picks.
Let's see what the wheel picks.
What do we got left? We got Demon Front and
Devil World. Devil World is almost like a gauntlet style game from Japan.
Yeah, that's a good one. Shotgun Sean says Boogie Wings. Yeah, Shotgun Sean, you're right. There's never a bad time not to play Boogie Wings. Boy, Nick just makes games look so easy, doesn't he? Just watch him playing this. It's like insane. Makes it
This
look
game
easy.
doesn't let up either.
No, man, it's no
And you
joke.
can get these cheap deaths from these falls too, while you're trying to fight off the enemies.
This character design is crazy. It kind of looks like Trump.
Pretty
That
much,
orange
right?
hair. That orange hair.
Wow, could anyone at home beat this score on 1/4?
I don't think the soundtrack's broken. I think that's just a glitch from the streaming from the AtGames. This game has good sound.
Yeah, that's all that is.
It's
that's
a
not-
setting. It's a setting in
that's just-
StreamYard. He doesn't have something turned off that he needs to turn off probably.
He's apparently played this before.
Yeah, you
No,
think?
he never played it.
No, I mean the thing is, like, for him, it might be just pure talent. Because I'm telling you, like, if he doesn't beat you on the first game, he'll take you out on the second one if he gets a chance to play it. Because he's a real observant when he plays.
He's in the zone right now.
He's in his zone, man. This is why, you know, there's a Can You Beat Nick's. It makes it look easy, but it's not. Look at them bouncing boulders.
And that's a strange pattern there too, right?
Yeah, good pattern going. Look at his score though. 84,800. He smoked us. It wasn't even close.
Absolutely dominates.
Dominated. Dude, I'm goners, Brooklyn.
Wow.
You have to kill me.
And just like that.
Just
we have
like
to say
that.
goodbye
Just
to
like
Papa
that.
Brad. Bye, Brad.
has been eliminated.
Right. We are ready to pick the final game
Final game.
of the Night of the Demons 1/4
There
challenge.
can only be one sole survivor. Isn't
Who's
that
going
right,
to
Brooklyn?
take it? Steps Gaming or Nick's?
What game will be the deciding factor?
Let's find out what game they're going to be playing. It is Devil World.
This is a hard one. Here we go.
So Steps is up first.
I'm working on it, bringing it up.
Bring Steps in. I'm going to mute all
Good
of
luck,
our
gamers.
mics.
Oh, I only need one credit. Okay.
Oh, are we supposed to be muted? Alright.
This one has that gauntlet feel to it. Well, Steps doesn't have gameplay
Oh.
volume up. Oh, yeah.
She has
Gotta
two
watch
players
out
on
for
the
that.
field. Who's that second player?
I think Steps started a 2-player game.
By accident?
Yep.
Well, that's going to make it different. She won't be able to advance, right? Because of that other
Why not?
player.
Steps, you want to start over since you started a 2-player game?
I didn't even know how I did that. I just pressed
Yeah,
start.
you should start over because that's because you're
Because you're going to be
impeded.
hindered. You're not going to
hindered
be
by
able
this.
to.
Yeah, he can't advance the screen because of that other player.
Okay, so what the hell? How is that even possible? I only have one
I have
controller.
no idea. You just restart the ROM and see what happens. Yeah.
Alright.
What are you playing on, Steps?
Fightcade. Here's what we'll do. Close that. Test game. Move over.
You didn't have sound on that last play.
No? Okay. Hold on. Present screen.
We'll see if you get sound this time.
Share screen. I see what happens. I'm selecting sound, and then when I select the other screen, it turns it off. So there you go.
All right, let's bring Steps in. Gonna have to mute us so we don't cause echo.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Given food.
I think Steps knows how to change over weapons. Just laser. Oh, down the pit.
There is no escape without a key. Key unlocks exit.
All right. 59,500. All right, 59,500.
All right. Like,
Brandenburg with the sacred art are doomed.
Right. Nick's better be careful because you will fall off the cliff. There he goes. Off the cliff. Now you see there below, you can switch out weapons as you get them. That was something that you weren't doing, Steps.
I was trying to figure out the button.
And there's
I
also
couldn't.
a map button so you can see where the key is. So there's two versions of this game. Devil World is the Japanese version, and then you have the American version under a different name. I think it's Dungeon something. And the Japanese version is way better. You start out with better weapons. That guy's big, but he's not that strong. The enemies don't let up in this either, but if you just keep taking out their hives, you can, you know, control the flow of them a bit more. Those big guys will keep coming out every once in a while. They look intimidating, but you could take them out pretty quick. Nix has the key. Better be careful at the edge of that cliff. Nix has to beat 59,500. And just like that, it's over for Nix.
Nix has been eliminated.
Holy crap!
And the winner
I win! Oh my
of
gosh!
the Demons 1 quarter challenge. Give it up for Steps Gaming.
Dang, what a
Congratulations,
shocker.
Steps.
What a shocker. Thanks, man. That game was hard, man. It's hard to figure out. I knew it was hard. I was like, please don't pick that game. And then we picked the game, and I was like, damn it. And then I just...
Worked out in your favor.
I was actually hoping that one got picked first because I would have had a chance. Because
awesome.
I'm pretty decent at it. I've made it to the third world.
Congratulations, Steps. You've beaten Nix.
Thanks.
Wow.
You're
I
one of the
played
few
every
that can
single
say
game
it.
tonight for the first time. Every single one.
You did really well in Demon's World.
You
That
did
is a
really well.
very
That
difficult game, so I was
last
impressed.
game is hard.
Yeah, we have this one on the wheel. Man, Demon Front. What a great game. One of us has to play Demon Front tonight.
We should save it, Brooklyn.
Should we save it? No, I think I want to play it.
Okay, why don't you play a little bit of it?
Now,
I know you've got good
Demon
sound and
Front
good
on the iArcade definitely does not play as well as it does on the AtGames, but I'm not hooking up my AtGames. I'm gonna do one run of Demon's Front on the iArcade.
Do a 1 quarter run.
What a win for Steps Gaming tonight.
Congratulations, Steps.
Thank you.
You are the winner. You survived.
All right, I'm switching over the game audio.
Okay.
I'm gonna run through one game of Demon Front to show it
Looks
off.
like Splatterhouse. The Splatterhouse. There we go.
Demon Front! Let's see! Action 1!
Wow. That's awesome.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
That looks like it could be a Metal Slug game.
Yeah.
It doesn't. That game is known not to run that well in MAME, but if you play that on your AtGames, it runs butter smooth.
There you go. There's an example of a game that runs better on AtGames than on
Is that-
Arcade.
Is that
That's
a
the one
game?
that does.
Is that a game that was never in the arcade then?
I think it was an arcade. It's a Japanese game. It was one of my 10 most wanted games for the iArcade. Early on when I put out my video. that
Brooklyn,
was
how
on
many
there.
how many of your 10 most wanted games actually are on the iArcade now?
Well, now they all are, except for Xenocrisis.
So 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Wow, what a night. Oh, crazy. At least I took the light gun challenge tonight.
I know. At least they get taken out first.
Yeah, what a great night of gaming. I hope that we introduce some people in the audience to a couple of new games that they might want to try out. Try to beat at least Nix's score or step score in some of those games. But yeah, definitely Demon Front. If you haven't played that one I highly
Phenomenal. Yeah, it's
recommend.
phenomenal.
And if you're into the Gauntlet style, Devil World, if you just want to get play a game that's going to make you rage quit, Demon's World
Demon's World.
and Splatterhouse. I mean, it's a classic.
I know. It was awesome.
All right, it was awesome, and it was an awesome night here tonight on the Friday Night Arcade Show. Unfortunately, I did not survive the Night of the Demons 1 quarter challenge. Congratulations again to Steps Gaming, and thank you so much also Steps, Nix, and Papa Brad for an awesome time tonight, and thank you for hanging out with us in the live chat room tonight. Hope you found a couple of new games to play, and we'll see what we can put together next Friday. I have a couple of ideas up my sleeve. I've been going with the themes for the past 2 weeks. I think we'll keep that going until the next game fight starts. Gives us some practice working on trying to get the in and out of the games as fast as possible and supply some good audio. I think we improved this week over last week, right, Brad? And that's
absolutely.
That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
100%. 100%.
Definitely
man.
better this
It's
week
way
than
better,
last week.
Way better. We had game
I didn't
sound.
play Bubble Bobble once.
We upped the game, Brooklyn. We upped the game.
We killed off Bubble Bobble right at the beginning, the
I
opening of
know.
the show.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right. Thank you so much, Steps. Thanks again, Nix. Thank you, Papa Brad. I'm Brooklyn Menace. This was the Friday Night Arcade Show, the late night show for the home arcade community. We will see you again. Same bat time, same bat channel, next Friday night, 10:45 p.m. Looking forward to it already. I'm excited to see what we're going to come up with, what games we'll be playing against each other next week, what kind of twists and turns we can make on the gaming competition. But until then, what should they do, Brad?
Stay legit.